This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Garoppolo on 1st down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Here's Ajayi. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Jalen Smith, the Notre Dame man, in on the tackle.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had the incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
From the gun on 3rd, Garoppolo. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
And he'll give it here to his running back. Finding room to the 20. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
14. Gotta go.
Now Wilson on 2nd down. And he slings one that's incomplete.
I know every offense wants to start their snaps closer to the goal line, but it's actually harder to throw the ball in those situations. You throw into that tight coverage, you see what happens. Hard to get the ball in there.
Not enough space there. Lucky maybe that it wasn't intercepted. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Hard throw, incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And his kick is right there. It's good, and the lead moves to 10-zip. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
So here come the Lions now. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Second and 6, just inside the 30. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Back with more after this.
Here we go. Wait, 11.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Looking left side for Watkins, and he's got it. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. Now a handoff here to his running back. Spins away. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. Jay's going to go. Touchdown, Detroit. Jay, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Lions able to get this back within a touchdown. Well, a lot of things have to go right for an option pitch to be successful. Everything lined up there on the long run.
It does, because you have to make the proper read. It doesn't matter what guy you've decided is going to be read on the defensive front. You still have to execute it. If he comes to the quarterback, you saw there, pitch it out to the running back, and off he goes. A lot of teams don't like to run the option because they don't like having their quarterback hit.
A really nice return all the way up to the 40, but hold everything. The flag down. You see it on your screen. This one looks like it's going to come back. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. On 1st down, Wilson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And down he'll go at the 25. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Going right side here, and that's complete. And he will take it in for the touchdown. Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And his guys get the quick strike touchdown. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
I don't know about you, but I wanted to reach out of the booth and snatch that pass myself. That thing floated forever up there, and I think that threw off the timing of the receiver. That's why he couldn't get his feet down even though he caught the ball.
You know, Charles, I would have liked to have seen that.
Yeah, me too.
For you. I wanted to see you reach out and catch that.
Yeah, you've heard about my hands, huh?
And oh, look at that, a diving catch. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Garoppolo, 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9.
12.
Again, they'll throw with Garoppolo. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 46. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
14, find it. Cut! 280! Cut!
After the interception, here's Wilson. Wide open receiver complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
14, find it. Got it. Bang out. Bam. Check safety. Gotta go.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
Got it. Back two. Tempo.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. He was looking for Travis Benjamin that time. 3rd down here. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. He connected on his first, this from 41. And his kick is good. So we've reached the intermission in what right now is a 13-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Kiss him goodbye, Travis Benjamin. The 20, 10, 5, touchdown. Travis Benjamin with officially a 103-yard return. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit, get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, the second half, no matter what, whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever, this was a big score to start the second half.
So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for him. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Throwing on first is Garoppolo. That'll be caught by Cup. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
And he's able to get this way down deep into enemy territory. It's a big play there for the Lions. 51 yards. Garoppolo now. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
When you got your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
That's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Jay Ajayi with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Lions are able to cut into this lead. Bailey got the extra point, and that cuts the lead to 28-14. is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Now this offense ready to head back out there. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you think you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They go lead option with Wilson. And he held on to it, but he probably shouldn't have as they get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. 12. Cut. 380. Got it. Got it. Hey.
Wilson looking to throw on 2nd down. Benjamin with it over the middle. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. So 3 field goals that he's hit. Now this last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
And Detroit getting set to go now. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
21. 12.
Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. Forced out to his left. Incomplete.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Garoppolo to try again on 2nd down. He's going to go deep for Beasley. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
An attempt at a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage.
20. 12.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. Wide open is Watkins. He's got him. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd. Yet again, it's Garoppolo. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
Partner's bad enough when you just can't hold on to the football. But when your quarterback's throwing it to the other team, that's 3 interceptions now, 4 turnovers for the game. You really have no chance to win the football game.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll start on the ground with Breida. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
The reason that counter or misdirection plays work so well is that usually you've given them a reason to think that everything's going to the direction it starts initially. You've run that type of a play throughout the game. You've given them that look. And now you're going to counter things and bring it back the other way. Almost a tendency breaker at times. And a lot of it is making sure that you have an illusion, almost like a magician. Look over here, but the play is actually happening over there, and that's where a running back's vision comes into play. See the hole in a place where people don't expect and get there with some speed. And that's exactly what he did on that play.
Now it's Breida, and he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
14. Let's go, 14. Green 80.
Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. And Wilson has it. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Breida, and they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game, but what a nice play by the defense. Stepping up on that one, maybe they'll get things going in their direction after a play like that.
On 2nd down, Wilson. Letting one go deep for the end. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Carl Joseph. And the return will stop them well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line. But they needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the 3rd quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
They'll begin the drive with a Johnny. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will be taken down, and a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Garoppolo now, 1st down throw. Steps away to his left. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
I'm not even sure I know who this guy is out there playing right now. This is very unlike him, one of the most accurate guys in the league. totally off his game right now.
I don't know. I was going to ask you what you pin it on, but defensively, they've been pretty solid.
Well, sometimes, those defenders, they get into the receivers pretty well, and if they chip away at their timing, it's going to affect what you're doing throwing the ball as well.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Back to the air on 2nd. It's Garoppolo. Space to run past the 20. Open man right side is Cup, complete. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. Give him 30 yards there.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. On 2nd and goal, Ajayi, the lone man in the backfield. They'll try to run with Ajayi. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal. Now it's Ajayi. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
Oh, partner, that play brought back memories. Watching them string it out, letting the runner get all the way to the sideline area, but not letting him get out of bounds. They formed that picket fence and didn't allow him through.
Not only that, got him for a loss as well here. And one of the reasons they lead in the 4th quarter, plays like that.
Yeah, it took a little more time off the clock, making him do it that way, didn't they?
Now Garoppolo, gotta have this one. And it is incomplete. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt. And as a result, possession switches hands. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
They'll begin the drive with Breida. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
They were looking for a cushion from that end zone. He gave it to them. 15 big yards. So a little breathing room now. 1st and 10 at the 17. They'll toss it to Breida. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do. Late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
That was a terrific job by the defense stopping them on 3rd and short. But sometimes you get some visual cues from the offense because when they're going in short yard situations, you might see the offensive line come in tighter together, a little more shoulder to shoulder, trying to wedge a hole in the middle. They didn't get it done on that play.
It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return, and the Lions will take over. Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a 4th down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get this in.
And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Jalen Smith in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And complete to Zach Ertz. That one goes for 24 yards.
This game just keeps evolving and changing, doesn't it? You got a tight end who can move around a lot, not necessarily using a big body on him. Sometimes you take a corner, a better cover guy, and put him on him and try and take him out of the game as we've seen in this one.
You're exactly right. They've taken him out of the game. That was just his first catch. Big reason they're losing right now. Garoppolo looks to throw. He'll get this one to Cup, complete. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Darius Slay with a pick. And now off to the races down the right side. And this results in 6. Touchdown. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. They were trying to create some space to run. They created the penalty.
And you work on it so much. You work on it so hard. But it's tough to simulate game speed in practice. That often runs you into a penalty.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15.
Here we go. 180. I got you.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line. They get 1 yard back there to make it 2nd and 14.
I think if they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on first down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive.
What do you need? What do you need?
On second down, here's Garoppolo. He's going to let it fly. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down. The Lions on third down.
11.
They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 14.
11.
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And that's caught by Beasley. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Here we go. What do you need? 11.
Garoppolo on first down. And this will be broken up and incomplete. Now a penalty flag down, and they may be going backward here. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Here we go. What do you need?
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it. And they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So for the home team here, they're setting themselves up as a major contender as they move to 8-1 now on the year. And they'll get a few extra days to savor this one before they take on the San Francisco 49ers. Meanwhile, for Detroit, they are barely afloat as they fall to 4-5. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Bye.